Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, sahabat Tabis, jumpa kembali bersama kami di channel Tabis Official. Dan pada kali ini, saya Asmira akan membersamai teman-teman di sesi podcast kali ini bersama guest star kita, ya sahabat kita, Mbak Zizi, yaitu Mbak Ashfa Azida. Kita bisa panggil dengan Mbak Zizi. Nah, teman-teman, di sesi kali ini memang agak berbeda dengan sesi sebelumnya. Kita tidak akan membahas tentang materi tentang bahasa Inggris, materi tentang dari buku tajwid bahasa Inggris, tapi kita akan sharing session gitu ya, tentang pengalaman Mbak Zizi dan ya pengalaman dan story tentang kita dengarkan Mbak Zizi bercerita ya nanti. Oke. Selamat datang Mbak Zizi di channel kita, Tabis Official. And how are you today, Mbak Zizi?
I'm fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah.
Oke, alhamdulillah. Oke, teman-teman, ini Mbak Zizi adalah salah satu mahasiswa dari Mr. Zain, mahasiswa UII, right?
Right, correct.
Oke, Faculty of
Communication Studies.
Oke, Communication Studies. Dan Mbak Zizi juga beberapa waktu lalu sempat tinggal di luar negeri. Jadi ya kita akan mendengarkanlah bagaimana strugglingnya dan experience Mbak Zizi tentang belajar learning English ya. Oke, Mbak Zizi, can we start?
Of course,
Yes,
we can. Yes, we will.
Okay. So Mbak Zizi, can you explain or you may tell your story about how to speak English fluently?
Okay, so back when I was 6 years old, probably before I attend school, I usually can't speak English. I basically don't have any basic skills when it comes to English until I entered school. So the main key that I noticed when it comes to studying English is by interacting with people, because by people asking you questions, you have to find your answers. So yeah, the first day was school was a bit hard for me because I don't really speak English, whilst my friend, they all speak English. The first conversation that made me want to learn more is when my friends ask me, "Oh, what do you have for lunch today?" I was confused because what are they saying? But I noticed their body language. They were pointing to my lunchbox. So I realized, oh, they're asking about lunch. And I started to try my best to answer their questions by pointing to the foods, to the menu. And I was like, oh, I try to remember what my mom teach me before I attend school. She was like, oh, this is rice, this is this. So I started this is nasi, this is rice, and this is nugget. I used to have the Indonesian accent back then. Yeah. And then there was this one vocabulary I didn't know was vegetables. I only said broccoli, wortel. I used bahasa and my friends were confused, but then they correct me and they're saying oh, you're eating carrots and you're eating broccolis. I was like, oh, so that's wortel in English. So yeah. And then when I came back home, I start to ask questions to my mom. What's this in English? What is that? What is this? And yeah, from there I started to learn more and interact with people more. And I started to get used to English grammars as well. Yeah, it all started from there.
Oh, so that's a start from your family and your school, right?
Yes, from
The
my
English.
environment.
And where do you think people nowadays struggling to speak English?
Oh, that's a good question. So
Okay, and is there anything wrong with them? Yeah, because of looks. When they looks difficult to learning English.
Yes. So that's actually a good question. Um, for me, like from my observation, when I see my friends, how when they like consult to me, and they're like, "Oh, how can I speak English? Can you teach me English and stuff?" I am actually willing to teach them English, but like the only effective way for you to learn English is by interacting with people using English. Because when it comes to you, like when it comes to you learning the theory of English, it's gonna be confusing. Like you memorizing the grammar. Oh, this is verb in, verb one. This is verb two, verb three. This is past continue. This is continuous. And I myself, I actually struggle in that as well. But like when it comes to speaking, it's actually not that strict to grammar. So yeah, the first thing is their struggle is the lack of practice. They don't speak much. They only like learn the theory, which is very confusing because based on my experience, I listen and speak a lot. That's why I'm able to speak English. Oh, and reading too. You have to read if you want to be able to speak English.
Yeah. So which one the way to make you easier to learn English? Start from speaking or reading or listening? From your
Speaking.
experience.
Speaking. Because that's how actually it's from listening and speaking, both of them. Because like basically kayak secara logika ya, manusia lahir, we cannot speak, we don't understand what our parents talk like when we were a baby, or like pas orang tua ngomong kan kita nggak ngerti sebenarnya until kita mulai ngerti, terbiasa dengan body language. From there kan kita mulai, oh penggunaan kata ini tuh buat ini, terus langsung dikembangin jadi kalimat. Habis itu kita mulai bisa body gesture and stuff. It also works in English or any languages actually. The key of learning new languages is from speaking and listening, because by listening kita tahu orang, oh pronunciationnya gini, langsung praktek dong. Kalau nggak langsung dipraktekin bakal kaku ntar.
Okay, and what about song maybe?
Yes.
Listening the song.
That's very helpful actually. Yes. Kan kita mulai nyanyi tuh, dengerin lagu, we start singing, right? From there we can improve our pronunciation skills. Even though you don't understand though, like itu benar-benar bantu pronunciation banget.
Okay. Jadi dari lagu ataupun film itu bisa sangat improve our English ya.
Yes. We can improve English by watching movies, by listening to music, or probably just watch some random YouTube channels that speaks English. Yeah.
Okay. And for the next question, I think I will ask, is it important for us to be able to speak English, and how important is?
It is very important. I myself, aku ngerasain sih. Kayak basically kan, contohnya sekolah deh, kuliah. Mata kuliah tuh kan kayak pun ya kita bahasa pengantarnya Indonesia, tapi itu masih ada jurnal-jurnal dari luar rujukannya. Kiblatnya pasti jurnal luar. And untuk mencari referensi yang lebih luas tuh you have to be able to speak English. And by speaking English kita bakal lebih bisa connect to the world, karena ya bahasa pengantarnya bahasa Inggris, unless bahasa lain ya. Tapi kan untuk saat ini kan emang English tuh bahasa pengantar dunia. Terus untuk melamar pekerjaan biasanya kan banyak banget tuh yang harus minimal bisa bahasa Inggris atau TOEFL, sertifikat TOEFL and stuff.
Iya, bener banget.
Yeah, it is very important. Dan kalau bisa bahasa Inggris tuh kayak kesannya keren gitu gak sih?
Iya bener-bener kesannya ya.
Betul. Kayak katanya smart gitu loh, kayak wah, oh my god.
Iya.
Oh my god, apa? Kamu bisa bahasa Inggris gitu. Ya meskipun sekarang banyak lah yang bisa bahasa Inggris, tapi kan itu suatu skill yang jarang.
And what about mahasiswa zaman sekarang tuh ya? Mereka kan juga banyak banget kesempatan untuk apply beasiswa kayak gitu tuh. Menurut Mbak Z, seberapa penting sih bahasa Inggris ya untuk kita bisa apply job atau beasiswa ke luar negeri gitu tuh?
Crucial.
Crucial,
Sangat penting
banget.
Ya karena software, Kamu software nggak mungkin dong, jarang kan software yang pakai bahasa Indonesia. Even tuh sekarang banyak tuh yang translate Indonesia, tapi kan pasti tools-toolsnya English, everything. Beasiswa kan juga ini nggak sih, apa ya ibaratnya ada peluang keluar negeri. If you can't speak English, you can't communicate with people there. Bahkan untuk belajar susah banget. Kan
Iya.
dosen-dosennya luar, ilmu-ilmu kan nggak sebatas di link apa ya. You can get knowledge from anywhere. Tapi gerbang paling besar itu ya by learning English sih.
Dan pun di tempat wisata kita udah sering banget kan lihat orang luar negeri.
Betul.
Ya.
Flex banget gak sih kalau ada bule lewat? Oh hai, blablabla. Aku punya teman bule nih guys. Keren kan?
Ya benar. Oh. Oke, dan mungkin teman-teman punya motivasi atau semangat apa sih ini buat teman-teman yang nonton sekarang ini biar makin greget gitu lah belajar bahasa Inggrisnya, to speak English, dan ya mungkin bisa disampaikan itu tips or the way to make us not bored to learning English, something like that.
Kalian harus sering-sering berinteraksi dengan orang-orang yang bisa bahasa Inggris. Or orang-orang yang tertarik dengan bahasa Inggris. Kenapa? Karena kalau kalian pernah gak sih ngerasa yang iri gitu ngeliatin orang pakai bahasa Inggris gitu? Nah itu, jadikan tuh motivasi. Jangan malah menjatuhkan orang itu, so Inggris, no.
Nah, ya itu biasanya kan. Pernah ada di momen itu nggak yang dikira orang ketika kita ngomong bahasa Inggris, tapi malah kok so Inggris banget sih kayak gitu.
Oh, pernah. Dijauhin malah gara-gara merasa kayak aku ibaratnya tuh kalau di lingkungan orang-orang yang aku nggak IP ya, aku reguler. Like some of my friends itu ada yang kayak nggak bisa temenan sama Zizi, dia terlalu elit gitu. Padahal it's just because I have the ability to speak English doesn't mean that I'm better than anyone, no. Tapi ya itu struggle di situ sih. Ya, and kalau kalian mau apa ya? Kalau kalian di luar sana yang merasa yang kayak orang-orang yang bisa bahasa Inggris itu terlalu elit, itu mungkin sebenarnya bukan itu sih, tapi kalian aja yang agak malu ya. Aku kok nggak bisa bahasa Inggris ya gitu. Actually you can, beneran deh. Kalian kalau sering-sering interaksi sama orang Inggris tuh lebih ekspresif mereka orangnya. People who speak English tuh lebih ekspresif loh, yang kayak oh iya pakai saya itu. Contohnya anak Jaksel, asik gak sih sebenarnya? Mungkin orang-orang sebagian orang bilangnya alay apa gitu. Enggak kok. Enggak, aku suka anak Jaksel yang basically jujurly kayak keren, aku suka.
Iya. So mungkin di kampus lingkungan kampus ya, di kelas Mbak Zi punya nggak teman-teman yang bisa diajak interaksi untuk berbicara bahasa Inggris gitu?
Oh, that's a great question. Aku nemu beberapa sih teman-teman yang bisa bahasa Inggris. Tapi karena aku di lingkungan reguler, jadi aku lebih banyak nemuin temen yang tertarik buat bisa bahasa Inggris. Kalau yang kayak fluently who speaks English tuh jarang. Misalnya anak-anak IP. Aku ada sih beberapa anak IP yang aku kenal, cuman gak banyak juga. Ya, tapi enaknya nih kalau misalkan ketemu temen yang dia tertarik buat bisa bahasa Inggris itu, ketika mereka ngomong sama aku tuh kayak lucu gitu loh, yang kayak udah salah grammarnya tapi dia masih semangat ya kayak lucu banget, terus nanti aku benerin, dan mereka juga
perlu diapresiasi ya.
Iya, sumpah tuh lucu banget. Atau enggak nanti lewat WA, lewat chat misalkan mau nanyain tugas, itu mereka pelan-pelan campur pakai Inggris. Atau enggak nanti aku selip-selipin kayak oh how's your day, nanti mereka bakal balesnya kan otomatis pakai bahasa Inggris kan. And you know it's kayak heartwarming aja sih menurut aku, kayak kalian yang semangat bahasa Inggris, sumpah kalian keren banget.
Oke, dan sekarang untuk menjaga kan kita kalau never practicing English, it will be gone, right? Our English.
Yes.
And how did you do that?
Oh, that's a great question. Kayak mempertahankan Englishnya ya.
Iya.
Okay. Me personally, aku sering-sering dengerin lagu sama nonton YouTube sih. Sama kadang tuh aku bodo amat sama lingkungan. Kalau misalkan aku merasa harus dicampur dengan bahasa Inggris, ya aku campur. Toh itu juga banget buat ilmu buat yang denger. Kayak misalnya aku campur-campur dengan kata yang basic aja, yang kayak tahu gak sih itu kayak basically gini. Like I think based on my experience gini-gini loh guys. Dan mereka bakal mikir experience, based on my experience. Jadi perlahan-lahan mereka ada vocabnya juga, dan itu aku cara aku buat murojaah bahasa Inggris juga dari situ sih, meskipun campur ya dengan bahasa Indonesia, tapi at least tuh benefitnya nggak cuman ke aku aja tapi ke orang lain gitu. Tapi the, the apa ya, cara yang paling yang aku sering gunakan adalah sering-sering nonton channel-channel luar, yang pasti harus selektif ya, karena ya tahu kan dunia western tuh kan banyak swear words, banyak yang gitulah kata-kata kasar yang itu yang harus kita saring lagi. Cuman ya untuk mempertahankan English itu keep practicing, keep speaking, be confident. That's ya. Itu penting banget karena orang Indonesia kan kadang
Ya, benar banget.
nggak pede ya, kayak iya aku
Nggak pede
logatku,
Iya, dari
pronunciationku
logatnya,
gitu kan.
terus vocabnya juga kan,
Mm-mm.
apalagi grammarnya.
Grammar
Nah, itu yang bikin kita biasanya nggak berani untuk speaking English
Mhm.
gitu. Do you have before we end, do you have the last word maybe that you can share to us?
Oh, any last words? Guys, keep practicing English. I guarantee your life will change 360 degrees. Wait, itu kan muter ya? 180 degrees. Your life will change very much. Look at me. I'm cool, right? Exactly. Kalau alasannya karena pakai bahasa Inggris, that's the reason. One of the reasons actually. Because I'm basically cool.
Wow,
Lahir.
180.
Yes, 180 degrees.
Okay, everyone, that's all from Mbak Z and Mbak Zizi. Sorry, I always call you Mbak Z. Mbak Zizi, I mean. And okay, everyone, don't be afraid to speak English. And also like me, I just learned this to speak English, and because of you, I should speak English here. Okay, it's very challenging. Okay, is there any other word?
That's it actually.
Okay,
Jaga
from-
kesehatan ya semuanya.
Oh.
Jangan lupa
From
makan.
the other, do you have any question? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you everyone, and stay tuned in Tabis Official. And okay, you may follow us, and ya tunggu di sesi sharing selanjutnya ataupun sesi video learning bersama Tabis Official. And I think enough for our session now. Thank you so much, Mbak Zizi, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.